If you decide to change your culture, you're going to have to sustain it over a period of time. Otherwise, it's not a successful change. On an old-fashioned train where the train engine kind of has a flywheel that moves the wheels, there's a flywheel effect that you're trying to create when you're trying to sustain change. And the flywheel effect is the relationship between the behaviors you want in your culture and the processes that sustain those behaviors. So if I want to, for example, get people to have a regular, ongoing career conversation, that's part of the culture, and that's the behavior, you want to embed it inside your performance management system or processes. So what you end up having is the behavior drives the process drives the behavior, and once you get this motion, this sort of flywheel effect, you can sustain the growth. It's really about making certain that you've named the behaviors clearly, role modeled them effectively, particularly from the top, from leadership, and then to our point made earlier, you have to embed them in those processes. If you want to drive change, particularly culture change, you want to communicate it effectively, but there's probably education that goes on here. So what you need to be able to do is train people and help people learn the new behaviors and the new processes and so on. I also think there's new tools to help be in place. So information, data, things of that nature. I think the key hallmark is when the behavior becomes institutionalized. And here's what I mean by institutionalized. Let's say that we change a behavior that says we will no longer make decisions outside of meetings. We'll make decisions in meetings. Let's say that's the new behavior, the new cultural norm. And then what happens is we're in a meeting and two people leave, and out in the hallway they go, hey, you know what, let's just change the decision in there. When one person says that to the other, and the other person goes, no, that's not the way we do things around here, now you know you've institutionalized the change because they self-regulate on the behavior that you want. Now you know you've sustained it properly. Great cultures, they regulate themselves. They don't allow people to move outside the fit. This is how they sustain it over a period of time. There's an irony in this, though, and that is once you build a culture that's clear, that effective, then if you want to change that culture later on, it's pretty hard to do because it's been embedded so clearly.